Oh boy, you know what time it is? It's time for our final event of tonight, of Saturday. Woohoo, it is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Shredder's Revenge, co-op 3-player arcade, okay. And we got Team Anchovy with Mr. Cab 55, Constar 786, and Nescafe Plan. I just butchered that name. And on the other corner, we have Team Pineapple with False Boo, a Tea Tree, and Siberian Bull 9. And I don't know if you're hyped, chat, but I am totally hyped. We have something you probably have never seen before with a game that just came out. And if I remember correctly, this is one of the games you can win with your $5. So, hey, what a better time than during the turtle. Shredding for Shredder, as we say. And I'm going to kick it off over to our commentators. Take it away.
Why, thank you, Catnip, for such an awesome introduction. Folks, we're going to get ourselves really prepared here for an awesome tubular turtle action between these two teams. These are heavy hitters, and you're going to see lots of combinations. And what's really cool is you have two slightly different team setups here. We're going to see which one pulls out ahead with what they're going to use tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure these runners are ready before we get going. And as we go ahead and let the runners know to start getting ready for this race, we're going to get you prepared for the fact that there is a lot of things that are going to seem like, wow, they know exactly what they're doing, because they do. They've been playing this game nonstop since the release of it back in June. And what we're also going to see is some glitches on display as well. And now we're going to get those runners down to a 3-2-1 coming on up here. All right, and now they're starting to get in position here to go ahead and get their run going. I got out of their way in the race room, and we're going to see this game start up here in just a matter of seconds. All right, Team Pineapple is taking on off. And here they go. So what you're going to see here is they're going to do a lot of splitting the screens because they do have multiple teammates here. They're going to go ahead and decide which ones can take out the enemies as fast as possible. Different foot soldiers have different amounts of health. So like your purple foot soldiers, as long as they're not carrying an object, they only have 4 health. If they're carrying an object, they have even less. They only have 2. But you're going to start to find out that numerous different enemies have different point values. So different types of attacks are going to be optimal. You're going to see them go between combinations and super moves. Sometimes they'll taunt, sometimes they won't. So Pineapple has the early lead here. Now, that could have just been from a timing issue on this side when it comes to getting those races started. But so far, this is going to be super duper close one way or the other. This is level 1. It's not too tricky. They're just going to try to be nice and tight on their moves, clear out enemies as soon as possible. What you're going to pay attention to here as well is you can actually keep juggling enemies and build up your bar. Now, in some instances, that will be beneficial, but most of them it won't, because until an enemy is officially kind of hit the ground and exploded, it's not going to start the next sequence of enemies from spawning on the screen. So if you're trying to go fast in a game like this that's a brawler, you need enemies to spawn faster so you can kill them faster. All right, looks like Splinter's going to make sure that his 2 turtles with him are going to make sure they catch up as soon as possible here, making quick work in the back end. All right, as the Team Pineapple's moving through the kitchen, they're not quite done because they have some blocks of ice that they're going to have to thaw out if they want to move forward. Excellent work right there. Now, as they progress through, and then Anchovy team is progressing through the kitchen, you're going to see the yoga mats are getting exploded upon by Team Pineapple. You're going to see tons and tons of cameras just thrown around. I know, folks, in this day and age, technology is expensive. It's like, what are we thinking? But you know what? These Ninja Turtles, April, they've got really good insurance. I don't know how they pulled it off, but they do, and so they're able to afford such carnage. Now with this level, again, a lot of times you're going to see them taking advantage of obstacles in the level for insta-kills, because those do an extreme amount of damage when making contact. They're also going to pay attention that their turtle, Raphael, which is going to be the key to a lot of their glitches here, is going to have a super available once they get to the boss. We'll talk about that a little bit more once we close in on it. All right, we're getting really close to it. So you're going to start to see here that Raphael's going to set up for a boss glitch on bosses that can fall over. And this is one of those bosses. Let's see what happens when Raphael flexes his turtle muscle. 1, 2, 3. Well, look at that. Well, it looks like Bebop's just going to hang out for Team Pineapple and just let him beat on down and hurry on through this first boss fight. Ooh, Team Anchovy. They want to take advantage of Splinter's ult as well. But again, first, the Raphael set up. Look at that. Look at that combination. Quick melt on Bebop. They are making up time already. So it'll be interesting to see what is going to work out better. April's combinations throughout the levels or Splinter's pure damage when it comes to boss fights. Nice high fives. Good teamwork. All right, we're moving on to the next level. This is level 2 of 16. So strap on in. We've got a fun Saturday night ahead for all of you. And don't you forget that there is more action tomorrow. !S will get you the schedule. Sunday action for Game Over Cancer is still happening. All right, back to New York. Now you see these pizzas over here. These are specialty pizzas, and they do these moves that do X amount of damage, and they keep on spinning and spinning and spinning. So sometimes it's very helpful. Other times it starts to add a little bit of extra lag on the screen. So you're trying to find what kills the enemies as fast as possible, but also what doesn't keep on juggling them. So it adds more and more and more effects on the screen, overall slowing it down. Again, you're gonna see some obstacles come into play here. They're gonna use a little bit of the sewer cap. They're gonna use the hydrant. Team Anchovy's not far behind. One wrong sequence on a high-level enemy. So like those foot soldiers. What's great about them, or really not great if you're running this game, is they have 10 health. So it makes it really cool if there's this mighty kind of foot soldier, but you have to really pay attention to how do you want to dispatch of it quickly, because you can't just throw the enemy off the screen. Any enemy that has more than 4 health, you actually have to get them down to 4 health or lower before you can grapple and effectively throw them off the screen for that insta kill. Watch out for cars. They will flatten you. All right, these roadkill Rodneys that were dispatched earlier by Team Pineapple are getting nice and cleaned up already by Team Anchovy. So you're gonna see these foot soldiers on motorbikes. There's a couple of times you do not have to take down the motorbike foot soldiers. However, like this sequence right here just showcased you did have to. So that was a couple of seconds they lost right there. Again, giving Team Anchovy a little bit of a chance to get back on into it, but it wasn't too bad of a mistake that anyone's going to be beating themselves up over it. Excellent use of Raphael's Cyclone move right there. What's really cool about characters like Donatello or Casey Jones is their ultimate move has an ability to suck enemies in, which is really nice. So it allows you to kind of corral enemies. Maybe you notice both teams are utilizing that with Donatello here. Now you might say, why Donatello instead of Casey Jones? Well, if they were stuck in a situation where they did want to taunt, Casey Jones, as awesome as he is, does have the slowest taunt in the game. And there are sequences where that will cost you way more than it's worth. All right, here's another type of super pizza. Now, this is a literal super pizza because now you can just keep on doing your super move for as long as that timer is above your head. So if you're noticing they're going to keep on trying to take out the enemies quickly that way, going into the next boss fight. Here comes Rocksteady. Rocksteady is another boss that can fall over. Let's see if they can pull off what they need to. And unlucky. So what happens here that's tougher on any of your multiplayer runs is that the boss's AI will not focus always on Raphael, regardless if you have Raphael as your first player or not. So that's why it didn't work there on Rocksteady, which gives Team Anchovy a chance to get right back in this. 1, 2, 3, and it's stuck. Beautiful. All right, so that's going to be advantageous here for Team Anchovy because also Team Pineapple got very unlucky and got some damage dealt to 2 of their turtles to where they actually had lost lives. So Team Anchovy is going to take the slight lead here. And what's infuriating when you are fighting these bosses and they do get away is that you get so used to what is your fastest way of taking them out. And when they start bouncing around like this, it starts to mess with your head just a little bit, even though they do have backup strats in place. All right, though, not a big deal. Now, these auto scrollers that are coming up here, these are a good section if we want to go ahead and get any donations read.
Oh, we actually do. Simply Azuma just dropped down to 20 Canadian and said, beat Saber to beat cancer. And I think you have to agree, no?
That is awesome. I love it.
Oh, yeah. And don't forget, chat, we're so close to the 2,000. So if you were looking for a chance to donate, I'd say right now, because there's not much time left. There is tomorrow, but you don't want to be waiting to the last second, and then you keep waiting and waiting and waiting, and then that's it. But get it on. I'm loving this run so far. Let's keep it going.
Thank you so much, Catnip, for that. All right, now if you're noticing here, even though this is auto-scroller, this auto-scroller is set up differently than if you were playing like Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. Turtles 4, Turtles in Time, the game's going to keep on progressing regardless if you defeat the enemies or not. In this one, just like in Hyperstone Heist, you're going to have to beat the enemies if you actually want to get through the section. So the reason why they're going to go ahead and defeat some of these enemies that you don't have to beat, because a few of them, they will disappear. That is correct. It's actually still faster to beat them on screen before waiting for them to wrap all the way and go off. So that's what you're noticing here from both sides. They're trying to clear these enemies as quickly as they can so the next ones will come out. Clear the next one so the next one will come out. All right, so what you're going to notice over here is a little taste of what the boss will look like. Now, it doesn't really matter that you're doing damage here. If they were playing a run like Gnarly and they wanted to build up their taunt bar, they might decide to go ahead and hit this truck over here to go ahead and get themselves a little bit of built up bar to build on top of that. But in this instance, no, they can taunt. They're going to be fine. There's no worries on having to interact with that unkillable boss. So now you're going to see wave after wave of foot soldiers coming on in, and they're going to keep on splitting the screen in different fashion here. Be on both sides, up and low, all from one side, and cars are come flying on through. There's going to be a lot. Like, that's why they give you the warnings. I thought that was always really cool that they added in this game for those that play casually. Now you're going to see a bunch of flying enemies up here on the side. Now, what's interesting about this game is it actually takes advantage of you hugging the wall too much. So if all the players decide to hug the right side wall knowing these enemies are spawning on the right, the game will then inadvertently make them spawn from the left side on enemies that have the big health that will hang around, like these ships, for example. But no, both teams are making quick work here. They're looking really good. They couldn't do much of that. Maybe frames faster. No big deal here. What matters, though, is this boss fight. They're going to want to hope that this boss, when they defeat it, is that they defeat it on the right side. If you defeat it on the left side, it's over 9 seconds of lost time to the cutscene animation. So let's pay attention to see what happens for both these fights, because this is pretty much locked up right now. So you can see they're going to use their supers during this fight to actually create iframes. Every now and then they'll dodge some of your turtles or other characters' movesets. Make your dodges put you in positions that aren't very useful for this fight. But April's a good example of one that it does. All right, it's dancing around on them. That makes it tough. Tough to get your taunts in, tough to sneak in some damage. Ooh, nice long distance attack from Splinter. Trying to keep them still in the lead. Ooh, okay, good enough. This is neck and neck after 3 levels. All right, enough of that auto-scroller business. Let's get back on the ground. Rumble and Zoo coming at you. Now, what's really cool about this game is it showcases to you what is the boss going to look like once you get there. So if you're noticing, it went from 1 boss on the screen in this little intro portion of it to now it's showing 2 bosses. Yep, you're right. But they're going to be fighting 2 bosses as a part of this level's boss fight. All right, they're going through the streets of Central Park. I don't know if you want to call it necessarily the streets of Central Park. It looks like it, though. We're on the outsides here, going on by. Tons and tons of foot soldiers spawning, and different kinds again, right? We have ones that now have this rope, this string that they're going to try to wrap you on up in. And they can be quite fidgety, but they aren't too bad to deal with. Excellent work right there. Moving on from those foot soldiers, wrapping around a corner sequence here. Getting ready to play some chess, maybe? Who here's ready to play some chess? I think Splinter probably would be the best one to have on your team if you're going to be doing some chess. Just saying. All right, we got some foot soldiers sleeping in the park. Don't worry, we'll just toss them off the screen. We'll move on from that. Same situation here. These foot soldiers with arrows will leave the screen all on their own. But if you take them all out, the next sequence will go ahead and start a little bit sooner. So it looks like none of them really need the pizza right here. They're all good on health, so they're not going to worry about that. If they get it, they get it, but they're not too worried about having to have it. So they're going to actually hug the top here. If you hug the very, very, very top, you're not going to get hit by any of the stampede at all. And it also gives you a chance to taunt before the next scene, so you have a full super available. Now they're going to want to use these barrels to explode and take down the roadkill Ronnies as soon as possible. Different colored roadkill Ronnies have different amounts of health. So if it's a blue roadkill Ronnie, they have 5 health each. If it's a gold, they have 6. Doesn't seem like much, but based off your combinations for your characters, there are times where you might do your combination out of order, and thus the 6 health one will survive for much longer than you had planned for. All right, these cute little monkeys in the background. Oh my gosh, look at them. Problem is they're trying to ruin your life. They want to throw a banana peel right on your foot, watch you slip on out from under it, and they don't care. They're just monkeying around. They have nothing else better. Look at that one in the back just eating some chips. I mean, that sounds great. I'm surprised they didn't snag a piece of pizza, but at least they left that for these turtle friends. All right, we're getting closer and closer to the boss fight sequence. This one's going to be is both really cool from a viewing standpoint, but could also be very not cool from a engagement fighting standpoint because of the way that these two enemies tech work. So you're thinking, okay, Bebop and Rocksteady, no. Ground Chuck and Dirtbag. Now, Ground Chuck has this unbelievable charge move. So let's see what these two do here. They get 1, 2, 3, and okay, Ground Chuck is locked up on both of these teams. They're stoked about that. No surprise here that Dirtbag's going underground. Now, you don't want to fall in that hole. There are some sequences when you're falling in that hole, it'll insta-kill you, but it's very specific timing, and so far neither team has experienced that, which is awesome. But yeah, they want, when he's completely underground, they can't do any damage to him. So that's always a bummer when Dirtbag does that, but you can keep on beating him as he goes into the ground. All right. Team Pineapple's getting back in the lead now. Whew. Okay. They're trying to keep this neck and neck. This is a Saturday night doozy. Uh-oh, it looks like we're going underground. But I mean, guess what? These Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like, this is their jam, right? So no worries. King of the Spill, episode 5. Well, we'll see what it's like to fight the Rat King later. All right, we're interrupting these foot soldiers as they're reading the newspaper. Shame on us, right? Everyone should get a little bit of reading in every now and then. But now you're introduced to new foot soldiers once again. And these ones are ones that will throw daggers by diagonally downwards, which when they're entering the scene, it's actually very cumbersome for most of your movesets to deal with it. Now, these sequences, to go quickly, you want to take out all the foot soldiers before another train can spawn. If you do, you can skip the sequences here because they intend for you to see the train multiple times come across the screen. So the faster you take out the foot soldiers before a new train can spawn, you can move on from the scene. And they've done it. Excellent job by Team Pineapple. All right, we'll see if Team Anchovy can do it again. They did it early on the first train set. They're trying to do it here for the second train set. And good. Yep, they got it. Now you're also going to see Mausers introduced. No surprises there. Wherever the Rat King goes, there's probably a few rats in hiding, which means the Mausers are out to play. Good work here. Mausers only have 2 health, so you can't just instant kill them with all your moves, but all of the characters do have a 2 damage move somewhere available in their arsenal where they can take out an enemy in just a single move, such as those Mausers. Oh, they almost caught up to the head. Okay, I guess not just yet. So far, excellent clears going on here. And they're about to be introduced to a new set of enemies once again, giant Mousers. Now, what sucks about these giant Mousers is that they will upchuck baby Mousers if you give them too long. All right, great work so far from Team Pineapple, also being replicated by Team Anchovy here. Oh, they got stuck on the screen. Little unfortunate situation right there. Again, only a few seconds lost, but it's not what they wanted for that sequence. Team Pineapple, they only got a few more enemies to go before they can move on to the boss. Now, this boss, both these teams are really hoping that they can lock it down. Rat King is terrible if you do not get the glitch off on him. Let's see what happens for Team Pineapple. 1, 2, 3. No way. Oh my God. Okay. Team Anchovy lands this. They're going to get a huge advantage from it. Because look at this. You don't even know the RNG that's going to keep on being in effect here. So, oh no, they didn't get it either. Come on. Nobody else hit. Let's see it set up again. Nope, he jumped up there. Oh my God. All right, folks, you get it. This is what happens when you have a live race. There is no guarantee that you're going to for sure get Rat King locked down. He's one of two well, three, but there's one that they won't go for later, and we'll talk about them when we get there. But there's a couple of bosses that are just, their spacing is, it's tough. It's tough, and they're showcasing what they have to do instead. Like any normal casual player, just keep on waiting. Deal with the stampede of rats. Good luck, everybody. All right, so Team Pineapple is still holding on to the lead, though. They did. So they are moving on to the next level. All right, Team Anchovy is going to hope that they're not going to fall too far behind here. Maybe they can get lucky and he won't go back up again. That's really going to be their friend if they can have that happen. That spin move's not bad if they can get some damage off. Because they can use that to their, because he'll stay stuck for a little bit. No, and he jumped up. Oh my gosh. All right, on to episode 6 for Team Pineapple. What's really cool about this level and this boss that they'll fight later is how it's so geared around us 90s kids. You got to go to the mall here. You got to go to the food court. You got to go play your arcade games. You got to fight an arcade boss as your boss. It is just too perfect. So you're going to see some more new enemies come in as well. Good job, Team Anchovy. Moving on past Rat King now. Here you go. Good old spider mech coming on in. These enemies have the most health in the game. That's a non-boss. They have 12 health. And if you notice, a lot of times when they're trying to do a lot of damage and quickly, the characters do this slam move. That slam move is worth 10 damage. Really quick to deliver, really powerful, but for a 12 health enemy is not going to insta kill it. So you're going to see them either do 2 supers or a super and some type of upward move that will deal at least 2 damage. All right, Team Anchovy's catching on up here with some really good sequencing in the beginning portion of this level. Really smooth. Another new enemy. So Team Pineapple right here was facing the ball and chain foot soldiers that they're not bad if you could start juggling them right away, but they can make it hard to close the gap if you give them any sort of advantage. Great grapple because they have 4 health, so you can go ahead and throw them. All right, they're going to break down that gate and get up that escalator. Sadly, it's 2 different escalators currently for both these. Oh no, that's a big smash. They're going to go for the pizza here, though. Good team pizza grab. They still have more spiders to deal with. It's not done yet. And good job. All right, they're moving on to the arcade section. Great throws there by Raphael for Team Anchovy. Team Anchovy's keeping pace here. Good time to taunt. All right, so what you're going to see here just a couple of seconds is now there is no way of stun locking currently for Tempestra for this boss fight that's going to happen for Team Pineapple right now and Team Anchovy in just a couple of moments. So they're going to try to have a sequence of doing their super so they can go ahead and try to kill her in only 2 total cycles. If done incorrectly, see why they waited? And now it's gonna work to their favor. They should be able to accomplish this. So now they have a Razar to face. Take him down. They're going to get their supers up. And now they're going to go ahead and set up again. All right, looks like it's going to have to be a 3-rounder, but they can get it in 3. This difference of health also between the different amount of players as well. Difference between 1 player, 2 player, 3, 4, 6, for example. Oh, they're going to want to get that in. Oh, not what Team Pineapple wanted to happen on that boss fight, because now they have to fight 2 Otaka and Razor. And there we go. Tempestra is done. Good start so far for this Tempestra battle by Team Anchovy, though. All right. Oh, no. That super got interrupted. So that hurts them. That's another 10 damage that they could have gotten before a cycle switch. All right. Rooftop running reptiles, as you saw, the Up and Rocksteady are back. And it's going to be a duo boss fight for that one. We'll see how that one sets up later. So this one doesn't have to be a duo boss fight as you're seeing currently, but it's just based off of where they are in the damage cycle of Tempestra, if it's just 1 enemy or 2 spawning. All right, they should be able to finish off Tempestra right here, except they were missing 1 super. Oh no. See that super we were talking about earlier? That's unfortunate. But again, we're not even halfway done through the game. There's a lot of time that can still be made up. Even with that turtle down, they're just going to leave him there so they can finish off. Good idea. Very good idea. All right, they're moving on to rooftop reptiles as well. So yes, you can fall. If you're noticing, these turtles are falling off the edges here. These jumping sequence is much tighter than it should be. It really is. It's like, all these turtles can jump really far, but for some reason, it's really hard to aim when you're jumping across from one ledge to the next. All right, good uses of super steer because you're gonna have enemies spawning on both sides, from the top and down the middle. So they really try to spread you thin. So if you have the right setups, you're able to move on quickly from this section, just like Team Pineapple did. Good setup for the first section here by Team Anchovy. Using the obstacles to their advantage here. Now, again, if you notice, they're saving that super pizza for just a little bit longer. And then they're gonna start going ham with it. And here it goes. Now you're going to start seeing Donatello just keep on going buck wild, taking down as many enemies as possible. And then it's going to use the suck-in mode. Perfect. Great elevator sequence. And no surprises, right? There's got to be an elevator sequence in a Turtles game. All right, now you're getting your first dose of a new foot soldier. The white foot soldier. Now these white foot soldiers, you take advantage of them right when they spawn, because when they have the opportunity to block, they are terrible. So they're doing a really good job here of getting their supers off. Oh, that's the first missed one, just by amount of frames. Good cleanup though. All right, Team Anchovy's onto the elevator. Let's see if they can go ahead and get themselves set up like they want to. So far so good. Clearing both sets of enemies quickly, and here we go. Now they're also having Donatello do the same exact thing, starting them off. Great job taking down the triple white foot soldiers there that just come running on the scene. So these blockers came right in and immediately started blocking. So they're gonna try to fight through it. Okay, there's the super. Good call, because you can lose a lot of time just dealing with the blocking of those soldiers. All right, they're going into the boss fight here. While Team Anchovy, they're catching up. They're finally on the final overall sequence of this level. All right, they're going for it. And at least Bebop is locked. Rocksteady's trying to come in at the last second and interrupt everything. Now, Rocksteady can also get locked. If you notice right here, Rocksteady's a little broken. So this is an amazing setup. This is exactly what you want to happen. Oh, he got away for just a smidge, but that's not the worst thing. He ran into the wall. Great cleanup. I'm sure they're very happy with the way that worked. Great use of the box to kill all 3 foot soldiers there by Team Anchovy. That way they have their supers available for these enemies so they can move on quickly from them. Yeah, their sequence on killing foot soldiers is really crisp. All right. As soon as Team Anchovy here is done with this boss fight, we're going to have another auto-scroller. So for any other donations that are available, we'll talk about that in just a matter of seconds. All right, let's see if they can get a really good setup here for this boss fight. 1, 2, 3, not bad. All right, they're hoping for the same luck as I said earlier. So far, so good. He's stunned. His AI has not broken. Well, it is broken, but broken away from what they want it to be in. Keep him nice and locked up. Oh, he's running away too. Great, great, great. Amazing finish of that double boss fight by Team Anchovy, keeping it nice and close. All right, if we got any donations, let's hear them.
Hell yes. Well, I wish I could say show yes, but we don't have any donations right now. But I do want to remind people that even with $5, you can win the Steam key for this game that we're playing right now, or some of the other fabulous prizes. And not to mention, there is still the incentive, the color bid war with DKC3. And I'm a fan of alternative. Not a lot of people seem to know there was alternative colors, little secret cheat code. But I'm still rooting for that. I still want to see that go. So maybe before the day's done, we can get to 2,000 and see some alternate colors. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. There's still a whole day tomorrow. But I'm going to throw it on back because this race is super close. I need to see what happens.
Thank you so much, Catnip. Yeah, this race is just ridiculous. I'm trying to make sure we got all sides caught up for because they just keep it so tight-knit. I'm going to do my best, folks, so you don't miss a single second of what's happening on the screen. All right, just like we talked about earlier on the auto-scroller, they are trying to move this as fast as possible along. The only way to do that is taking out enemies as quickly as they can. Great sequence right there by Team Pineapple. Team Anchovy's doing very similar. They're going to grab some pieces for their characters who have low health. They're going to throw these enemies off the screen because that counts as an insta-death as soon as they're in that throw animation, which will spawn enemies that much faster. All right, these ships are probably one of the things that slow down this level the most, next to the final wave of the blimp. So this will be the final wave of the blimp because now it's actually spawning on the left side. That means this blimp will be the last one they have to deal with, which drops a lot of foot soldiers at the very last bit before they get ready for the boss fight. Now, this boss fight also does not have a sequence that you can go ahead and stun like we all wish you could. This boss actually steals from another game and decides to go ahead and use a Mega Man X-like reference, and Wingnut will go into a Storm Eagle-like attack sequence, which is what you don't want to have happen. You want Wingnut to stay on the screen, that way you can do damage to him consistently. And okay, good, stayed on the screen. Wow, Team Pineapple is stoked about this. They can keep on doing damage. You see how they're jumping downward, jumping up, jumping downward, jumping up. Really good melt happening right now on Wingnut. This couldn't go any better from what they want. They're gonna get off some supers from max damage. Did the move again and did not fly away. You couldn't ask for it. Wow. They have to be super stoked right now. They got to be feeling good going into the next level. All right, coming up over here for Team Anchovy. They still have a little bit more to go before they're going to deal with Wingnut. All right, no, it's about to come up right now, folks. So be prepared. Well, I think it's really cool when you go into the next level is that Wingnut's crashed into the ground in the background. It's just like, just leave me here. I'm done. Again, great usage of the obstacles for some of these foot soldiers. It's really important because now you're seeing new foot soldiers. These are plunger foot soldiers. Yes, they're as terrible as you can imagine. For any of you fans of Salute Your Shorts, you probably remember the plunger episode from episode 1, and it was terrifying as a kid. Yes, these foot soldiers are absolutely terrifying for this speed run. Oh no, Team Anchovy's dealing with a Storm Wingle situation here from Wingnut. Okay, let's get those last few moves. There, he's done. Good job, Team Anchovy, for staying focused. All right, as they move down the boardwalk here for Team Pineapple, another super spin pizza sequence coming up over here. They're going to try to take care of these foot soldiers as fast as they can. We'll see if it lasts long enough to clear out. No, it didn't quite do so. And that's typical. It usually lasts about 90% of those enemies, so they did really well with it. So yes, if you didn't know, foot soldiers also have a gig at the carnival, and that's how they make a little bit of extra change that they can spend on themselves. I know, some of you want the education on the foot soldiers, some of you don't, but I'll fill you in one way or the other. All right, As they move on here, you're gonna also see another set of foot soldiers. These are the black foot soldiers. These ones are terrible to deal with unless you know what you're doing. They only have 4 health, but if you hit them, they back away and will diagonally throw weapons, just like that happened right there. So you're gonna see them try to do damage of 4 or greater so they can kill them in a single move each time. And yeah, if you didn't notice already happening, it just happened right there on Team Anchovy. There are floorboards to deal with. For any of you Turtles, 4 Turtles in Time fans, you will notice that the floorboards are a throwback to one of the levels from that, which was your plank level, your boat level when you would face Taka and Razor, if you're playing the arcade version. Otherwise, it's Bebop Rocksteady if you're playing the Super Nintendo version. All right, moving forward here, just a little bit more sequence, and then we're about to get into another boss fight. For you Turtles fans, especially those that play a lot of retro Turtles games, you probably know that Leatherhead is usually one of the hardest non-final bosses in the game. And it's similar here, but the reason why it's similar is only because it's hard to lock him up for the glitch. Otherwise, this sequence isn't that bad. 1, 2, they got the back away. That's perfect. That's exactly what Team Pineapple wanted. They got, now Leatherhead's locked here. They'll even let the game will help out and do some damage. They'll be throwing a barrel in. The barrels do 8 damage when they explode, and that'll probably be the finishing touches. There it is. Leatherhead's gone. Hopefully Leatherhead will be on their team from now on. All right, Team Anchovy trying to move quickly on through this section. So you're going to notice they're all going to focus on just one. And they're going to try to break that as fast as possible. That's what Team Pineapple did, so that way they can move on to the next scene. If they all went on different ones, it's not advantageous at all. You want to take down just one as quickly as possible. All right, so for Team Pineapple, now that they're on the next level, this level has Metalhead, and Metalhead also has the glitch available. However, this one actually is scary because it can break the game. So both teams agreed that they were not going to go for this one because it is a soft lock that it's a hard lock because you cannot get out of the game sequence. It's broken. What happens is you'll see Metalhead fall over and then he'll just keep floating. So he'll just keep floating further and further and further off the screen until he gets into a corner, and then you just can't do any damage to him. All right, so it didn't work out for Team Anchovy, unfortunately, for their setup. They're hoping that they can get enough supers charged up here, keep on hitting Leatherhead before he goes into the hole. Oh, he's back up out now. Finish him off. Come on. Almost. There we go. All right, moving on. New enemy showing up here for Team Pineapple, and these are your Super Mousers. These ones also have 10 health, but when you defeat them, their hands will still exist because their hands are Mousers. Isn't that terrifying? That's absolutely terrifying. But they're handling it just fine. These switches are coming in there, bringing these objects. They're actually really quick to throw them. So if you're not quite prepared and you're hoping you can just walk up and hit them, sometimes they'll hit you first because they're ready to chuck those things. Walk around CRT TVs and old school monitors. Well, those things pack a punch. All right, again, this sequence here, they're trying to hurry on up to get these Super Mousers. All right, they're moving on up. So right here, you could actually kind of lose your character if you are screen scrolling just wrong and do a jump move while the screen is scrolling. You could have one of your characters keep on getting stuck in a loop of just wrapping around the screen. Sometimes the character will come back and play, but sometimes it will get stuck like that. So pay attention to that. Otherwise, keep on doing what these runners are doing because they are just shredding the competition. Shredder's actually mad because he feels like that's his IP, and the Turtles and April and Splinter are just making this impossible for him to maintain his IP. All right, excellent dodging of those missiles. When you're first playing it, it's really hard to dodge those missiles because you don't quite know where they're spawning. But all of these characters, these runners, they are well prepared for this. They know exactly where they want to stand for it. Now, if you notice what happened over here for Team Anchovy, that enemy was blacked out, right? That means the enemy was defeated. For some reason, the game was off by HP. So it made it look like the enemy was dead, but the enemy was not dead. And so you get tricked into believing, I see the color change, I need to move on to the next enemy. And that's not the case because the enemy didn't actually officially die. And that can be quite cumbersome when trying to go fast. All right, here's Metalhead. Metalhead's actually pretty tricky. Loves to jump across the room, do diagonal movements, do a lot of getting stuck in the corner so that you get stuck with Mausers. But right now, Team Pineapple is doing a great job of maintaining their position. They want to avoid a missile segment from Metalhead because then they can only use supers to hurt Metalhead. Like this right here. Now they can only use supers. And here it comes. They need one more, though. And good enough. They're moving on from Metalhead. Now, you might be thinking that Team Anchovy's fallen too far behind. Not even yet. We have yet to deal with the real RNG bosses that they will both be set up with, regardless if they're doing any glitches or not. So we'll see that soon enough. They're going to keep pace. I just believe it. All right, who doesn't want to go to the museum on a Saturday night? Uh-oh, looks like Raph did. Raph got a little too eager there. Got poked in the eye. Now he's laughing it off, though. What a good sport. All right, Team Anchovy's getting prepared for their Metalhead fight. New enemy. Excellent move by April to take out what looked like a statue, but really was a Triceraton ready to pounce. Oh, unlucky spacing right there that the other axe foot soldiers did not get taken down. All right, the good cleanup. Another stampede section. Hug the top. You will not get hurt. So far, so good for Team Anchovy. Oh my gosh, a very early missile segment. That's very unlucky. Very unlucky to have happen. All right, these green Triceratons are really cumbersome because they'll throw up a shield. And that shield is actually way bigger of a hitbox for a defensive purpose for them than what it looks like. So when they do that, it really does slow you down if you're not on the back side of them. But they only have 4 health. So if you get them pretty quickly, you don't have to worry because these orange ones, those are the ones with the big stamina bar. They have 10 health. Excellent work. Team Pineapple's moving on. All right, Team Anchovy took down Metalhead. They're coming right after him and about to join in this museum mayhem. So now you're gonna start to see very specific movements for these sections so they can, oh no. Great covers by their teammates. And that's why you have teammates, right? Teamwork makes the dream work. So let's see them go ahead and support each other. Great suck move. Yeah, remember that's the vacuum move that Donatello can use. Ooh, some good setups right there. That probably didn't go quite to plan, but it wasn't that bad either for Team Pineapple. All right, not quite what they want, but again, great recovery. Great recovery. What they don't want to have happen here is April die before the Team Pizza. Like literally the Team Pizza is right around the corner. And that's what they're going for. All right, so this super pizza is really important here to keep on being used by Donatello, keep on sucking the enemies into the warp. Keep on popping it off here. There's a few more enemies to go. All right, Team Pizza coming up. And again, another boss that you can glitch, but you have to wait for this setup. You can't just do it instantaneously. Let's see how it works out for Team Pineapple. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Now, what's interesting about this boss, you can still get hurt by this boss because this boss has got weapons all over. The hands, the toes, the head. So you have to be in just the right spots to not get hurt. So these players are doing an extraordinary job of just melting Zorax right there because they could easily got interrupted like they did on their very first moves in. Great job by Team Pineapple. Moving on to episode 12, It Won't Fly. All right, Team Anchovy is a half a level behind. Good setups, though. Excellent start right there. There we go. Team Pineapple's off to a good start taking down those plungers. Those plunger foot soldiers are just terrible. Great cleanups by Team Anchovy on the Triceratons. All right, they are going to go ahead and slam right there. They're going to get that recovery in so they don't get toasted. All right, good recovery. All right, there's a ton of white foot soldiers here in episode 12, and they're doing a good job of handling because they can actually get really out of control. they go into their block sequences even faster than on rooftop reptiles. But again, if you're prepared for it like these runners are, they make it look really easy when it's a lot more difficult than what's on display. All right, they're going to use that barrel to their advantage, take down all 3 red foot soldiers, pick off. You see, they're picking off these Mausers before they even have a chance to come into play. Super smart. All right, they're going to use this obstacle as well. Unfortunate, one of the enemies got grabbed, but quick work to throw it off the screen. Let's look at Team Anchovy, try to get this set up here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I'm going to explain here why this is so important. Zorax has an ability that none of the other bosses have, and it can bring on a stampede of Triceratons. You can have upwards of 6 on the screen at once. That amount of lag, let alone those enemies just rushing at you, really makes it a hard fight. So that was, wow, great work by Team Anchovy, closing the gap just a smidge. All right, again, some more new enemies. We've got robot walkers. It's like their 4th iteration. Robot walkers like one of the few enemies in this franchise that does not have a consistent look to them. When you go from game to game, it's different. Now, you notice your Team Pineapple hugged the bottom there. That freezer section, that's the best thing to do. You won't get hit by any of them, but you have to be on the very bottom to accomplish that. All right, Team Anchovy is starting to make up a little ground here. They're having some really good sequences. Look at that one enemy just hiding in the corner. What's it doing? Good job, April. Don't let that little bug let the buzz off. All right, these electrical charges, as much as they don't do necessarily a ton of damage, they stun you for a long time. It's a really long animation sequence that you're stuck in. And you notice here, even April's hanging out of the way. It's like, no, I don't need to be a part of that. All right, they got the super pizza, perfect use here by Donatello. Again, taking out multiple big Mausers. Excellent job. Going to use it again on these robot walkers. Now, these robot walkers, what you need to do is knock them on their backside so they can't disappear underground. Otherwise, they will take a indeterminate amount of time to come back up. All right, it's boss time. So what they're going to pay attention for here, they can hurt Baxter in so many different ways. But what they want to watch out for is once Baxter starts throwing Mausers for the top of the screen, that means he's about to go in his invincible mode. That means he goes inside his machine over there and starts doing lethal amounts of damage from there. However, if they can do enough damage quickly enough, they can completely skip that. So let's see here if they're able to pull that off. Excellent stunts for big damage. Now, each time he flies across, he's going to go ahead and he's going to break that sequence. And now he's going to start throwing Mausers. There it is. So they can still do it, but they need to get a lot of damage in ASAP. He's about to get away, and there it is. But remember, they have the lead, so that they're able to work with this right now. But Team Anchovy, they're going to be happy if they can go ahead and skip this sequence. That means they'll be making up necessary time to get right back into this run. All right, and Baxter is done. There was no worry about that. Good job, Team Pineapple. All right, Team Anchovy just taking down a few more sets of foot soldiers before they can display their beat-em-up Baxter techniques. All right, episode 13, Technodrome Redux. You're going to get some more new enemies. This game is just chock full of nostalgic throwbacks and some new looks for the Turtle IP, and it's so cool to see. So you got some Stone Warriors here on display, and you'll see a couple of different styles as well. So this is a 10 health one that does mostly charging. All right, taking down those robot walkers for TM Anchovy, and they are ready for this Baxter fight. All right, good setups so far. They are clearing out these. Oh, do they have it without? Okay, cool. They're moving on. All right, Baxter Stockman. Let's see if they can get their lockdown moves. Oh, that was a whiff. That's not what they wanted. All right, they're locking them down, keeping them in one spot. That's what you want to do. You don't want them to fly around too much. He starts flying around too much, he's going to go into his sequences that much quicker. This is going great. This is exactly what Team Anchovy wants to get back in this. Then you start doing some ults, though. He's gone across. He's going to start doing his Mausers. Serious damage needs to happen. Oh, no. One more blast. Woo! Folks, we've got ourselves a race once again. Excellent job by Team Anchovy. They're back in it. All right, what you saw over here on the right, even though I wasn't describing at that point in time, you saw even the gray or silver Stone Warriors. They also have 10 health, but they will also throw grenades as a part of their sequence. Now, you thought one elevator sequence was impressive to have in a Turtles game. What about two? That's right, Shredder's Revenge brings 2 elevator sequences. And what's going to be interesting at the end of this elevator sequence for Team Pineapple, just like it's going to happen later for Team Anchovy, they're going to have a mini boss that they have to fight. I wonder if any of you can take a guess on what the mini boss is going to be. So what you're going to notice here from Team Anchovy, what they're going to hope is they're going to keep on taking down the Stone Warriors as soon as they appear. But remember, they have 10 health, so to do that, they're going to need a 10 damage move available. And look, oh my gosh, General Trog is here. So now General Trog doesn't come in with a shield. He gets a shield by ripping it off the wall. And so you can't do damage into his shield. They made him drop it, so now they can do damage from any angle on Trog. But Trog also will bring in some help from time to time. So far, great sequences. They don't want him to jump back up. Unfortunate, he did. It wastes some time, plus it gets him his shield again. All right, let's see to get some supers off here. I think they're going to be done with him real quick. And there we go. They're moving on from that mini-boss. Team Anchovy, though, they're closing the gap. I'm digging this. All right, good pizza grab by Donatello there. That's one of the ways that you will lose time is if you lose a turtle or another character when you're expecting them to be doing damage for you. Everyone's got their zones that they're supposed to be paying attention to. And so if one of them's missing, it really slows down the progress for the whole team. All right, these laser sections are kind of tricky because of the way these blocking foot soldiers work. So they're going to use a super and take no chances. Yep. They didn't even care they got electrocuted. They just want to deal with those white foot soldiers as soon as possible. Team Pizza, great grab. All right, quick work of that section. Got some robot walkers and a few more Stone Warriors. Awesome. All right, here comes another super spin pizza. Now, if done right, they can take down all the enemies before they lose. Oh, almost perfect. All right, here comes Chrome Dome. Now, for those of you that are Turtles 4, Turtles in Time fan, you might remember from the Super Nintendo version where you got to fight Shredder in a tank Shredder form where you had to throw enemies at the screen. That was your only way to beat them. So they use that in here. So once Chrome Dome leaves, you have to throw at the screen to get him to come back down, but then you have to do damage to him. You don't do damage by throwing at the screen. That just breaks the sequence so he can come down. All right, so Team Pineapple is just a couple damage points away from the half health. They want to get him down in just 2 sequences here. Can they do it, though? They need a lot of damage quick. Okay, yeah, that was going to be tough. Ooh, that was interesting. They were able to do damage a lot longer there than I thought was available for that sequence. So they're going to let April stay dead. They're going to throw off the screen here and just try to finish off Chrome Dome right now. Good job by Team Pineapple. Very smart. Because normally you want to save your teammates. That's what you want to do. You're like, oh, my teammate, I got to get them. But that was smart to focus on the boss and move on. All right, it's going to be just enough time before the boss fight for Team Anchovy, and then Team Pineapple is going to be in a shortened sequence of an auto-scroller. So if we have any other donations or announcements, this would be a great time for them.
Okay, cool. Well, I have to say that this has just been a nail-biting race. I know I've said it a few times, but it's just been so fun to watch this. And Chad, if you haven't had a chance to check out the schedule, there is a whole entire day tomorrow. There is Majora's Mask, Cyber Shadow, Castlevania, Pokemon, Metroid Dread, Donkey Kong, Gunstar here. Like, if there is not something you haven't checked out or watched, there hasn't been something that you wanted to donate towards, or like a run that you got really excited for, you have one more day to get that done. And much like this Turtles in Time, or I was gonna say Turtles in Time, this Shredder's Revenge run, you got to do it fast. All right, I'll pass it back. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Catnip, for jumping on in there. Awesome. All right. Great timing, because look right now, they've got Chrome Dome exactly where they want for Team Anchovy, but they need to execute on this next sequence. Tons of damage right now. They need it. They need it. They need it. Can they get this quick kill? They got it. They are, folks, they are catching up. They are catching up. This is excellent because, okay, this sequence is hard over here. See how these pizza monsters, which are a new enemy in this, starting in this level, they start to separate themselves. If that happens, you've definitely gotten a bad seed, a bad spawn from them. Now I'm going to see if these, are they going to grab the super pizza that hides inside the crag over there? It looks like they're not going to care for it, or they're going to save it. They save it for the next section. Interesting. All right, here we go. They're going to use it for, hopefully what they want is quick kills on these pizza monsters. One of them got away though. Oh wow, it still worked out. The game kind of got a little glitchy there for just a smidge. Great work by Team Pineapple. They really want to hold on to this lead. All right, Team Anchovy is almost done with their auto-scroller section. Don't worry about the damage they took. There is a Team Pizza, just like Team Pineapple grabbed earlier, that they're going to grab as well to get full health. There it is. All right, lots of sequencing going on here for taking out enemies all at once. You got tons of stone warriors. The key is going to make sure that they all go down as soon as they are available. And, oh, unfortunate. Very unfortunate time for Team Pineapple there. Good backup strats, though, coming in play. Not letting it get too wild. One more, and then they can move on. Great job. Great job. All right, they just want to get that out of the way. They just don't want by accident have that stone interrupt them when they are dealing with a couple more stone warriors. And wait for the double. Here it is. Oh, no, unfortunate. Great backup by April, though. Wow. All right, Team Anchovy's making quick work of the pizza monsters. Now, you notice Dontel did a great job. Moved just far enough ahead. This is on Team Anchovy. So they could still scroll the screen while getting a taunt in. Excellent use of space. Excellent use of time. All right, guess what? It's time for some Slash. And no, you can't glitch him. It's Slash. Slash is here to make your life a living... Well, you know, one of those things. Anyways, all right, moving forward here, Slash has quite a few invulnerable moves available, but also does have enough abilities to get damage in consistently, but there, you never know for sure when he's going to go into that turtle shell spin, completely invulnerable during that time. And it's very unfortunate because it seems like he always knows when you're going to pop a super is right then. All right, though, this is not the worst. No, they did a great job. Great job, Team Pineapple. Moving on from Slash.
Easy peasy.
All right, unfortunate right there for Team Anchovy that blackened out Stone Warrior didn't die right away because that kept the other foot soldiers from spawning. But they're doing a good job of playing some catch up right there. And here we go. All right, folks, this is episode 15 of 16. So we are starting to get close to the end of this run, but a lot of bosses still to go. Team Pineapple has 4 more bosses to go, while Team Anchovy has 5 bosses before this entire run is done. Great work of the mech spider. And, ooh, nice and smooth once again. Team Pineapple. The outside of a pineapple might not be smooth, but their gameplay sure is. So this sequence is interesting here because you want to time this just right where it doesn't interrupt the... Oh, it did though. Okay. That's probably not what they wanted, but they did a good backup and clean up for it. Because barrels do 8 damage and the axe foot soldiers have 10 health. So 8 damage is not an instant kill on those foot soldiers. All right, Team Anchovy's already to Slash. Like I said, this is going to come down to some RNG at the end, I feel like. All right, good start, good start. They didn't waste any supers on his spin move. That's perfect. Not a single wasted super. This is key for them. He's doing a lot of spins though. That's very unlucky for them. Hopefully they'll get some sequences here soon where he doesn't do that. Off the screen. Can't do damage. Again, still have not missed a super yet, which is good. Oh man. They just got a slow sequence from Slash, but otherwise they did great with it. They did very, very good. All right, Team Anchovy. Moving on. All right, this sequence over here for Team Pineapple can be irksome because the spikes over here have much bigger hitboxes than they look like, and they just catapult you across the screen if you touch them. Now, they do also hurt the enemies, but unless it's instant killing an enemy, it's not advantageous because once they interrupt an enemy like that, what usually happens means you can't move on to your next sequence simply because the enemy's not dead yet. But great setup right here by Team Pineapple. This is super, super smooth. Wow, that was impressive. That entire sequence right there, very, very good. All right, there you go. Awesome. Now they have to deal with a few more pizza monsters. Yeah, who wants to hear that right now? Pizza sounds great, but the pizza monsters, no thank you. Wow, though, look at that. They made it look way too easy, folks. Definitely give them some high fives, some claps later. All right, this section's gonna be important too because they have lots of stone warriors coming through. Oh, again, making it look easy. Great setup here for these Mousers. They got a couple more Whitefoot soldiers gonna use the barrel against. Kapowie. All right, so they're gonna deal with some Mousers here, but the section they can lose time on is their placement for the Blackfoot soldiers. They're gonna have 4 to 6 of them spawn. There's the last 2. Not bad, very good. All right, here's another spin pizza. They're gonna use this to clear all these foot soldiers, and then it is boss time. At this point right now, folks, Team Pineapple just has boss rush left. 4 more bosses, and this run is over. Team Anchovy still has about 1/3 of a level to go. And then they will have 4 bosses. All right, Crane. Crane actually has an inordinate amount of health, has the 2nd most health in the entire game. And then loves to do this spin move. Loves it. And it's a terrible gosh darn move. And now if you're noticing here, they can only do damage when Krang is spinning like that by the host. That is supposed to be passed out at some point in the future, but they haven't done that yet for whatever reason. All right, awesome. So again, they're just preparing for when it comes back together and then doing damage. Good start here. Oh, wow, what an interesting little off the wall glitch there that Krang did. It's all right, Raph can go ahead if you, oh, he got interrupted. And okay, now they're gonna be able to finish off. The game wants to interrupt him so much. All right, one of those final 4 bosses is down. Look at Krang, look how mad he is. But he's not really mad because it was a distraction. Huh, for what? Well, I mean, I guess this is Shredder's revenge, so you might as well expect there to be appearance of Shredder, right? No? Ah, there he is. Isn't he so cool, just jumping in from one wall to the next? He's like a parkour super beast or something, you know? Okay, what they're going to pay attention here for Shredder is that when Shredder goes into the electrical move, that's invulnerability. So they're going to keep on trying to interrupt Shredder when he's not in that move so that way they can go ahead and get supers in. Then that's going to happen over here for Team Anchovy when they get there. Remember, they have a few more foot soldiers to deal with after these Blackfoot soldiers. They got to deal with this whole set of purple, and then they're on to the final boss rush as well. Ooh, Shredder split. So 2 of them are fakes. One of them does damage, or excuse me, takes damage matters for you trying to get through this boss fight. Okay, they're holding on though. Here we go. Now he's doing his kick moves. Good job. Only 2 bosses and 1 level left for Team Pineapple. All right, the boss rush is coming up here for Team Anchovy. Great start. Great setups too. They're gonna get a lot of damage in here once again. That is a great start though for Team Anchovy. All right, what's gonna happen? Here we go. Wrath of the Lady. This boss has the most health in the game and is an RNG punk.
What's going on here?
So we'll see here what kind of RNG that the Team Pineapple is presented and which one Team Anchovy is presented. You want Statue of Tyranny to stay in this mode that you see right here and never change from it. It is possible. It's unlikely. You also want to see, oh no, they already got the laser eyes. This one sucks because it's got a lot less areas of impact. Thankfully, it moved forward, which was nice. Oh, it moved away, so less areas of impact. Cool. It's done with that move. So you want to hope that it keeps on doing the fist slams. Good job by Team Anchovy taking down Krang. No! Already going into super laser mode. This isn't good. Oh, please don't kill. Okay. Raph's got to be careful here because that's an instant kill. Also, Donatello went down, which means they're doing less damage during the sequences right here. So this is the RNG that Team Anchovy would hope would happen, and if they get beneficial RNG, that might get them right back in this run. All right, good things are going with Shredder fight. Oh, good, they landed that damage. I got worried for Splinter right there. All right. Team Pineapple's hoping they can just keep Lady Tyranny right here. So far, so good. Looks like Lady Tyranny's not moving at all. This is exactly what they want. All right. All right. That's big. Ooh, they need Shredder to go down. Oh, no. They need to take down Shredder quick. No, don't get down. Don't hurt Splinter. All right. 2 bosses left for Team Anchovy. And Super Shredder, of course, is left for Team Pineapple. I love this ode too, that now it's back to 3 a.m. in the Big Apple. Love that shout out to Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. Okay, though, Shredder has God mode until he does a burst of energy. So now all the Turtles and April are looking okay on health, except Donnie's a little scary if Donnie gets hit, because they're not going to have the time to bring Donnie back to life. Excellent idea. They go ahead and fill up some health there. Ooh, good start on the damage. Very good start. All right, they're going to hope that Lady Tyranny stays there. If they get bad Lady Tyranny, that will wrap this run up. That will wrap it up. All right, so far, Lady Tyranny staying in position. Team Anchovy's digging it. April sadly went down. That's not actually the one that we thought would go down. So they're not going to be able to do as much damage here as they want, so they're going to have to settle for a 4-rounder. Ah, Team Anchovy did not get perfect RNG. Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. All right, so dash in here, and these you want to see Super Shredder do these plumes of fire around him, because then he's going to do this energy burst right there, and now he's vulnerable. Okay, that didn't quite go as they want. I think he's going to be like 1 health away after this sequence. Unless they do some really perfect movement. Yeah, okay. They have to deal with 1 more round, but he's already dashing. This could be over here. As Team Anchovy is now ready for the super. Oh, here we go. But only 2 characters left. Team Pineapple gets time for Team Pineapple. And Team Pineapple is the winner. But let's go ahead and root on Team Anchovy and see if they can finish with a clean boss fight right here. Again, GG's to Team Pineapple. Very exciting.
I will get my revenge.
All right, here they go. Now, right now, Raph got his ult. All right, they all have their ults available. And they got Splinter. Splinter does really good damage, remember. So let's see if they can get this in a 3-rounder like they would like. Here we go. Great start. Get some damage in there. Splinter closed the gap. They're probably about 2 damage shy of what they would prefer for that sequence. For some reason, it looked like Splinter wasn't able to close the gap as fast as he has on other boss fights. But good RNG here. Shredder's already gone into a quick spawn. So let's see here. Big damage again. Great burst. Good close up. Yeah, so they're gonna have to get a 4-rounder here. It's really tight. To get the 3-rounder on Shredder is tough. Splinter's still charging up. Get some damage in. Okay, cool. They should be able to finish off Shredder here on the very next one. Shredder went again. Great RNG. Shredder started dancing around quick. Use these supers. Boom, boom. All right, finish it off with a few hits. And that's time. Oh, no, it's not time. He's got exactly 1 HP left. Exactly 1 HP. Oh, no. Shredder, how dare you? Don't insult our turtle friends. There we go. Now it's time. Oh, my gosh, Shredder, you're so mean. But congratulations to Team Pineapple for doing such a good job with this race. And congratulations to Team Anchovy for putting on such a wonderful show. It was so back and forth or neck and neck for the entirety of this run. Congratulations, both of y'all.
We actually got breaking news about it. Apparently, it was a new world record.
Yo,
Team
a
Pineapple.
new world record. That's hype as can be here
they're
on
trying to
Game Over
confirm it.
Cancer. Wow.
Yeah.
Woo!
So yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, let's go. Yeah. Hey.
I mean, if you're gonna lose to a time, I'm telling you, if you're losing to a world record, I mean that's pretty tough stuff.
Yeah, if you're gonna lose, you might as well lose to the best, right?
Yeah. Wow. Congratulations. And thank you, Siberian. I saw that come across the screen there too.
Yes, I was just gonna wait for the donation to come in, but is there any final things you want to say for the turtle community?
I just want to thank the Turtle community for constantly being in support of all the different Turtles titles. I am so glad a new Turtles title came out and people are excited about it. I know it's going to be represented in GDQ, so hopefully all of you are excited that more and more Turtle action is going to be coming out there. These 6 runners are excellent examples of the Turtles community, and I hope you enjoy their content just like you enjoy Strizer's and the Game Over Cancer content here. Thank you so much for that, Catnip, and I hope you all have a wonderful night.
Yes. And we're gonna wrap it up here for Saturday. And if for those that didn't know, this isn't the end of Game Over Cancer just yet. There is still one more amazing action-packed speed run showcase race-filled day that we still have to do. So if you thought that, oh, that's it, no, come back. It's like in 8 hours, 9 hours. We're gonna see each other. We're gonna be doing more runs. And if you haven't given a huge shout out to all the staff, such as Strizer and all the mods and all the staff working behind the scenes to make sure these runs go smoothly, to make sure everything runs great, to make sure that we're all going to be, you know what I mean, here on time, tech's running. So this whole entire week has been running without a hitch. So I have to say, kudos to them. And if you haven't checked out the sponsor or, you know, the charity we're supporting, Canadian Cancer Society, a great cause, and I'm sure there's more information you can grab in the chat. And if you haven't donated, there's the $5 Steam keys, the $10 bundle with the shirt and all of that. And of course, there is the incentive, DKC3 Color Bid War. But yes, huge thank you again to our final runners. Thank you to the staff. Thank you to all the runners today. Everyone who had put a run in today or commentated or was in the chat or anything like that. We want to thank you so much for being here. And if you haven't had a chance yet, make sure to, you know, come back tomorrow. We'll see you then. And have a fantastic night. I want to say, like I said, one last time, a huge thank you to everyone who's been watching. And I think that might be it for tonight. Game Over Cancer Fall 2022 Saturday is complete. Thank you so much, everyone.